My name is Rosemary Nenini from Twala. Twala is an umbrella of 6 subgroups of women from 2 community land, Munishoyi and Ilpolei. So we have 40 acres that are donated from the 2 group ranches, that's the 2 community lands. And it's a comprise of 203 women. And the reason as why we came as women is to empower ourselves, to preserve the good part of our culture and say no to some harmful part of it. One of them being female genital mutilation, FGM, and earlier marriages, and denied of girl child education. FGM is female genital mutilation. It is the circumcision of women, you know. We are Masai, we are semi-nomads, and Masai practice female genital mutilation because they believe it is a passagehood from childhood to adulthood. So whenever you are cut, they think that you are now grown up, you can get married, you can get a child, yes. As young as 9 years to 13. Before it was very hard to refuse not to undergo the cut. Like in our time, I'm also a victim of female genital mutilation. In our time, it was very hard because the parents just suggest, and when the school is closed, coming for holidays, they just prepare. The specialist come, which is a woman, and just you undergo the cut without even knowing what you have undergone. It's very painful. But nowadays, it is changing. As I'm one of the activists of this, I'm trying to say no to this, and that's why we formed Twala actually, because coming as many women, we can have a voice. It's very easy to convince them to say no, since the women are the ones who are the specialists, who are the ones who cut the girls, and also in their perception, they believe that it is a passage from childhood to adulthood. So to me, I believe for them to change and say no to this, they need one of them, a person from the grassroots, a person who have undergone this just like me. Because I just come to realize that I undergone something very bad. Because one, to me, it's hard even to handle or just to catch a razor blade because of the trauma that was left to me when I undergo the cut. So I think of other girls. Also, that scar will never end. It will just be there. We also learn about the getting birth is very difficult for those who have undergone. Now that education is part of it and we are educating our girls, so in school they also learn that this thing has no any importance. So. It is against the law. Female genital mutilation is not allowed by the government. But just see where the pastoralism live. We live in semi-arid and arid areas. No one is there. The law is not working. Girls are undergoing terrible things, and even the women themselves. Because you get many girls are not going to school. Many girls are undergoing FGM. Many girls are getting earlier marriages. So like now, go down to Kipsing, go down to other places. Even the road infrastructure is a problem. So it's very hard to say no to this actually in other places. So if not for us forming this women group, if not for me saying to the women this is not good, it couldn't be hard even to stop it here. Personally, what influences me or just make me to go against FGM and also against denying children education, for me, I fought for both boys and girls, but mostly girls, is because we were 5 sisters in my family, and I was the only one who went to school. And actually, after high school, after just doing an exam of high school, I got married. So I go pick my results when I'm married. So I thank God that I continued education when I was in my husband's home, but it wasn't easy actually. I was to bear him 3 children so that I go back to school. But to me, I was thinking, why me? Why is a girl not going to a boarding school? Why are we 5 sisters and 2 brothers, and the 2 brothers went to school, and 5 of us it was only me? And I also look at the neighborhood. Other girls have never gone to school. If there are 5 sisters, none of them have gone to school. And me going to school, before even the results, I got married. So I think, and I just think like, how will this community change? How will my family change and see girls like boys? Because one, a boy child has inheritance at home and has freedom to go to school, but not a girl. So I just do my own research and find that the more you have many girls, and maybe you are a good woman, that's your mother is good, because they say like a mother like a daughter, then there is a big possibility for all daughters to be booked and get married quickly. That's at an earlier age. And that's the point I'm coming, because once you get married, your parents are paid dowry in terms of cows. So the more you have many girls, the more richer you will become, especially if a woman is a good mother, because they don't just marry. You can see a woman with 5 children, 5 daughters, but none of them is married. Another one with 3, and everyone is booking to them, wanting to marry. So I believe my mother is a good mother, because it was like all of us who are booked, like I was booked by 14 men and just got married by 1. But I never choose who to marry me. It is the parents who choose. The education, because personally, when I went to school, after getting married, I choose to do early childhood education so that I can come and train the children to say no to this. But when I was sitting for my final exam, a question came over my mind, like, if I go for these children, what about the women who are victims of this? Then I just learned one thing. What do women want? What do a Masai woman want at home? It's only chicken if you have, and also milk if you have enough that you can sell, and manure. That's the manure from the cows or the goats. So I said, what about the women who have no goats, who have no cows to get the manure or milk, who have no chicken? Then I said, no, I'm going to start with women. We are going to form a group, start to get a chicken, by each woman to have a chicken, at least, so that you can sell eggs, buy sanitary pads for your daughter, buy sanitary pad for yourself, buy a pen and a book for your daughter. Because failure to that, if a woman has nothing to support her daughter, she cannot support her to not to go to school or either FGM. It can just be, the community can just do whatever thing they want to do to the daughter. And that's why I struggled to form Twala, and thank God now that it was very hard for the women also to accept this. In the beginning, when I introduced the issue to Twala, because actually we were given Twala in 2007, because it was formed in 1998, but it was won by men, and they officially give women in 2007. And now, when we are writing our bylaws, because 2 things were in my mind: education, stopping of female genital mutilation, but how do I do to these women? How do I introduce to them? Then, when we are making our bylaw, we said no Twala girl should undergo FGM until after high school. Because I said no FGM, they said no. That's part of our culture. We cannot stop that. It was very hard for them even to say, because they said we have undergone and nothing is bad with us. We are here. You yourself, you have undergone. So it was a challenge. But I told them it has no any value addition. It has no any positive effect. But they say no, who will marry these girls? You know, they thought you cannot get married when you are not a cat.
Yeah.
So my work was talking with the girls during holiday and talking to the women. Then I convinced the women and told them, let's say in our bylaw, Twala girls should undergo FGM until after high school, and they accepted. And that's the first time that we rescued the first girls. They say no, after high school, a girl is matured enough to know the effect of female genital mutilation and the positive part of it, so they definitely know that it has no any positive issue, so they say no. And now that's how I rescued the girls, because I never go to look for any girl. They know just when they come to my home, I will help them. And now it's like they change their minds, and after 3 years they all accepted and say no, Twala girl should never go FGM, and if you try being one of us, then you will not be our member. And we got 2 ladies, 2 of us, who are specialists. And they say they will stop that. One of them being Shosho Joyce, we call her Shosho Joyce. And World Vision support her with the beads because she was saying, this is a business. I cut one girl, I get 2,000. So why do I stop? So she was, we support her with the beads, and now she completely stopped that. And up to date, that old mama just goes with her beads selling, yeah, to get money. Yes, they realize that it is a wrong practice, and also the young educated boys are supporting also that. They are saying we are ready to marry and cut and circumcise girls. So it is a plus to us. Though now we still have that challenge. Here in Toilet has changed. But why? Because we come as an umbrella, we got partners, and they helped us to get the cottages. So the women get money and they buy everything that they need to their daughters, and they even pay school fees for their daughters. That is a plus. And now the challenge we have, and personally that's what is disturbing my mind, is like, what about other women like Natum? Go to Natum, introduce this issue. It's just like when we started introducing in Twala. Go down to Kipsing and other places. It's a group of women from the farthest north. We partner with them actually, but still they have not get this issue of saying no to this, you know, because it is they are in a very remote area. So now my question is, who is there? Who will reach them there? Because of the geographical diversity, it's very hard for me to go to each women group. Being one of the Masai women who do all domestic work just like any other woman, any other Masai woman. So I can reach those nearby, like Twala, like small groups in Musul and other places. But without that, it is very hard. The behavior of the community is changing, and like when we started actually, one, it's because of education, because the educated boys are supporting also the girls, and also because of non-governmental organizations who are supporting it. And I usually say men not to be left behind, because we are in a women group, but we are married. We still have these men. So my question is, how do these men be involved? Because there is no group of men working with non-governmental organization. Like, if there is groups of men in group ranches, there are those who are just doing sand harvesting and other things, but not just development and saying no to some harmful part of the culture. So to me, it's like, how do these young men who are supporting the female genital mutilation to be stopped involve the old men who are saying this thing must continue to stop? My life after the fight of female genital mutilation, actually in the beginning it was very hard. I had a very hard time that even changes some of my women friends to fear, because I remember in 2009 a group of men cast me because they said I was against their culture, and some of the women believed that. And I remember coming, when I tried to shake hands, like just greeting like every day, women say no, because they believe I was cast. So they were saying Rosemary will either die or the firstborn will die because she has been cast when the sun is going down. But nothing happened actually. And after seeing that nothing had happened, it makes me strong, although it wasn't easy in the first year. Yeah. And the other thing is that I only thank my husband because he was on my side. He was asked, don't let the woman to be the head and you become the neck. But he said, no, let her do whatever she wants to do. Because they thought that I was against the culture. I'm taking people's wife because I rescued 4 girls from earlier marriages. So they thought that they thought I was against the culture. There is even, I receive a lot of abusement. Like one man asked me, are you a man and a woman? Where are you taking people's wives? So I just told me, I'm not taking people's wife, I'm rescuing children. Even if it was hard in the beginning, when I saw the girls that I rescued being important people, I just feel proud, and it gives me strength to continue. So I believe as a leader, I never let people's opinion to pin me down, and I never stop to do what I like to do. And as long as I change somebody's lives that makes me to be proud and just to continue to do. Well, the only thing is that sometimes you may had a case of a girl, but it's very hard to reach where she is. Yeah, for these girls, if not for them coming where I was, it was very hard for me to go for them, because I have no any means to go. Because of other women, because to me, Twala has changed because of both white women and also African women. Yeah, my message I usually say to the pastoralism girls, when I say pastoralism, is to the people who are livestock keepers, because I just come to realize that all livestock keepers share common behavior, including the Kushitics, the Somali and Rendile people. Yeah, they all downplay women, they are all polygamists, and they all practice the issue of female genital mutilation. The Pokot are still nomads, that's pastoralism. They practice, apart from the Turkana, all others pastoralism practice female genital mutilation. So I usually call upon the educated girls who got very important jobs in towns and just do their own work and leave the community, to go to their communities and try to change lives. I know I change lives of many, but not because I have money, I have no money, but because I just have idea networking with other ladies. And also for other ladies who are very interested to come and partner with us. And then I believe we can go far as ladies.